Alrighty, 2 days ago I posted a video, Golf Clash, obvious case of cheating by Golf Clash GC Master. Shame on you. And there's been a lot of response in the community. It's been on out in social media, and I want to give you an update of what's going on. So, Playdemic's original. Let's go into my photos here. Their original. And here's what we're talking about. GC Master shot 12 holes, got a minus 36. That means they got 12 straight hole-in-ones on par fours, par threes, par fives. Par threes I can understand. Par fours, let's look at some numbers. In this major right here, I did not see a spring major flyover, but I was able to go back on YouTube and find the dreaded dunes flyover. So I was able to kind of get some numbers. So hole number 1 is 454 yards. Hole number 3 is 532. Hole number 5, this par 4, is 421. And hole number 6, this par 5, is 605 yards. And hole number 8, this par 4, is 460. And hole number 9 is 497. So look at these numbers and focus really on these par 5s. I mean, they're the numbers: 532, 605, 497. Okay, remember those numbers. And let's look at the player profile here for GC Master. So one of two things is happening here. Either they have a hack. They're not cheating. They hacked the game. I mean, this isn't, they hacked the game. Hey, hacked. HACKING. Hacking. Hacked. ED. Yeah, you learn how to spell, I guess. Let's focus our attention on this number right here. So either they hacked the game, or Playdemic's algorithm isn't keeping track properly of the numbers. So you kind of can't have it both ways. You can't have a 476.31 yard longest drive, and on hole number 5, which is 605 yards, if you hit a hole-in-one on that, is the game not registering distance on hole-in-ones? Because that means their longest drive would be 605. How about hole number 3 at 532? How about hole number 9 at 497? I mean, all three of the par 5s are longer than his longest drive. Now, let's take the par 4s. 454 for hole number 1, 421 for hole number 5, and 460. So all of those fit within the number for their longest drive, but let's think about what it would take to get up there with clubs. Like you might be asking, you might be saying, well, yeah, if you had an APOC 8, or you had an extra mile 9, or if you had a Thor's Hammer 8, or if you had those clubs, they only have, I mean, look at the numbers here, but everybody, they only have 129 wins. They have 989 trophies, so that means that they're playing up to, and I honestly can't remember. I think it's like you have to have half the trophies in the tour before you can go to the next one. So the highest that they can be is Tour 7, T7. T7 is as high as they can go. And it took them a certain amount of matches to get to T7. So they had to play like minimum stuff, 50, 60 games to get to T7. I mean, it doesn't take much to get up there if you're just like rolling up the chain. But let's just take, and just so we could kind of see what kind of clubs we've achieved these great distances with. And let's say that every single one of these 129 chests, they got one Apocalypse card and an extra mile card, because we know, like, if it took them 60 games or 80 games to get to T7, and let's just be super generous and say it just took 60 games. That's 69 games that they played at T7, and let's say they got an Apocalypse card in every single chest, because we know how often we get Apocalypse cards. I mean, hell, you get them almost every chest, right? Not. It takes 85 cards, or it takes 50, 60, 70, 80, 85 cards to get to level 5. So that means the best that they could have, even with an Apocalypse, is a level 4 Apocalypse. And with an extra mile, the best that they could have is a level 5. So, I mean, this is the kind of clubs that they're using, an EM5 and an EM4. So for all of you out there that have an EM5 or an APOC 4, I'm sure you guys were just like hole-in-oneing all these par 4s, right? Because it's like super easy. like getting a hole in one on a par 4. I mean, come on. I mean, you get 4 in a row. So when Playdemic says, well, here's what Playdemic's original response was. Let's go look at, I saved a picture of it here. Hold on. Let me go into my pictures. Let me go back into my pictures. I saved it on here. Yeah, now I'm doing a thing. Somebody's hacking my code. I understand you're concerned about the score of a player who tops your tournament bracket. These scores are very legitimately possible for a player who has suitably practiced at these holes. Most of these holes have been in the game for a very long time now, and many players have had lots of practice at them. Players will be able to have better scores if they have practiced more matches in those holes. Your maximum achieved weekly league division is rookie 3, and you've participated in rookie level tournaments. The players in your bracket will be from rookie to similar leagues. In this case, you need to improve your strategy to be competent. Practice holes prior to the tournament to achieve high scores. Regarding cheating, you will be pleased to know that we have very sophisticated cheat detection measures in place to make sure that all players play fairly. I can assure you that you and the players you've shared in the screenshots aren't cheating in the game. Okay, based on math. Nobody ever says, hey, dude, do the English. Everybody says, do the math. Based off the math, we're informing you, Playdemic, that you have one of 2 issues here. You were hacked, or your programming's ability to keep track of distances is faulty. So you either need to go fix your faulty calculations because it's not showing them right in the game, and that's a problem with your programming, or that person was cheating. This is a stock letter. I just can't believe that somebody who plays the game would look at it and go, oh yeah, 12 hole-in-ones in a row on par 5s, on 3 par 5s that are longer than their longest. I mean, that's pretty simple to look at just right there. Not even including like what kind of clubs they would have. If you play the game, if Playdemic, and I've seen a lot of stuff from Playdemic where they say, oh yeah, we're players of the game. And of course they would be players of the game. They work for Playdemic. If you're a player of the game and you think with 129 games won that you could get 12 hole-in-ones in a row, man. So, and then to blame that on the player as being, like being incompetent, where you're bitching. Let's look at the bracket. Let's go back and look at the bracket here. So GC Masters here, they got 12 holes, they got 36. I wish that they would have just played the whole 18 and then it'd have a 54, and then Playdemic would be able to say the lowest score ever shot in any tournament was 54. And I guess it's a legitimate score. So it's really unfortunate that GC Master didn't finish it off, because they'd be the best player that's ever played Golf Clash. The G66, congratulations on a win. Playdemic is not going to give you that win, and we'll talk about that here in a second. And Denise V, you got 2nd place in a major. Congratulations. Dennerfor, you got 3rd place, but they're not going to give it. What about the person that came in 10th that didn't get a 10th place banner and didn't win any Titans? And what about the clan points? And what about the Kingmaker major balls that GC66 lost and Denise V lost and that Dennerfor lost? Okay, because we have a person up here at the top who hacked the game. Now, Playdemic is looking at the fair play, but they're only looking at fair play from their perspective. So if they look at it and go, yeah, they were cheating, and then they hacked our game, then they're going to, ban GC Master, so the GC Master can go start another account on another device or another system, or they can go over to a buddy's house or the next door neighbor's house and they can do the same thing. But the bigger issue here is that they hacked your game. And then to lay it off on these 3 players and every player in the bracket that they need to get better. If you've played this game for any length of time, and I see people all the time after tournaments that go, yeah, this person, if this was in 18 holes, this person shot a 36 and they're just cheating bastards. You can shoot a 36. So I have a teammate that shot a 38. These scores are achievable if you're a student of the game, you practice, and you take good notes, and you go out there and do it. And a lot of people complain about, you shouldn't be taking notes and we shouldn't be doing it. Do you think that real golfers, caddies, are just standing around humping their clubs around? Hell no. They got a little notebook. They know the elevations. They know the wind. They know what club that they should bring. They know all that stuff. They know when it drops this way. That's why you have a caddy. That's why your caddy's great. Anybody here has ever played golf and goes to a pro course or goes out on a resort course and gets a caddy? Those caddies know that course. That's why it's cool to have a caddy. Okay. Do you think that there's an NBA team out there that goes, hey, I saw a guy walking down the street that was 7 feet tall and we should hire him to be our center because he's 7 feet tall? He doesn't need to practice. He doesn't have to know how to play the game. He doesn't have to have all that stuff. That's not how it works when you're doing sports. When you're doing sports, those who practice more get better. Okay. So it always cracks me up when people are going, oh, they shouldn't be practicing. You shouldn't be taking notes. Where are you from? Anybody who's good at anything practices and takes notes and gets better at it. Okay, but everybody in this, okay, so from Playdemic's perspective, the only person here who's at fault is GC Master if they admit that this person has hacked the game. But they're not going to go back and they're going to make this right. So when Lance Armstrong got caught cheating and they stripped his 7 Tour de France wins, they go to all the people who came in second in those Tour de France's and they say, sorry, guys, you're not going to be in the record books as the winner. No, the organization stepped up to the plate. They took responsibility for it and they made it right. And that legitimizes that sport. If they just blow it under the rug, then that sport is, they don't have a leg to stand on. Golf Clash, I read an article not too long ago from the Golf Clash Playdemic CEO where he was answering some questions. And one of the things about Playdemic is they're trying to do what NASCAR's or esports, they're trying to do the esports thing like NASCAR, where they have the top virtual racers racing in a league, 40 drivers, and it's televised on ESPN and it's monetized. Those people are making money. The drivers are making money. Yeah, NASCAR is making money. There's money involved. So Playdemic wants to legitimize it so that the top 100 Masters players are playing in a tournament that's televised. And think about how much viewership they'd have. And you're not gonna be that if your game is being hacked. So you could blow it under the rug because it's just in a rookie tournament and it's like not very many people know about it. It's not a big deal, and we'll just if we find out that he was, then we'll just. But they've stated that this is a legitimate score, but they just blow it under the rug because there's not that many people. What would happen? Just sit back, close your eyes for a second, and imagine that Tommy gets into a weekend Masters bracket, doesn't know what the people at the top have shot, goes out there and shoots his round and shoots I think he shot a 33 in this last tournament, shoots a 35, and then runs it and ends up in second because GC Master shot 12 holes and got a minus 36. Do you think that there would be some outrage in the community? Do you think that Tommy would be outraged because of this? I would be if I was him. Do you think that Playdemic would take notice and try and make that stuff right? Okay. If any of you out there, and I saw stuff in the community where they were like, well, who cares? It's just in rookie they're just cheating. It's in rookie. It doesn't matter. What happens when this person gets a hold of that account or gets a hold of an account and uses this in a Masters tournament or in the C100? It becomes a much bigger deal. The game was hacked. Anybody who doesn't think that that is a hack, that the code was actually hacked, has never played the game. And I would hope that the people in Playdemic, because I've seen a lot of stuff and they say that we're students of the game. Now my buddy has started to lose it, and I rightfully so because of the responses that he's getting. So right here, let's read this. Game team and the team is investigating the same. Rest assured, our system is constantly monitoring game patterns in the background to detect cheating. We take cheating extremely seriously and will be dealing with any players caught cheating accordingly. So you're dealing with the players who are cheating if you accept the fact that they were cheating, but you're not going back and making it right for the other players who were in that bracket who just got screwed out of a banner. Because G66 won that banner, and I don't know about you guys, but you play for a whole day and see how many people that you run across that have banners and winning banners, and anybody out there who's ever won a banner knows how hard it is to win a banner. They have never, since the game came out, gave banners away. You've got to go out there and perform. And to be in the top 10, you have to perform. This isn't about any of these players down here not performing or not having practice. We're not talking about somebody who came in 98th complaining about the person that came in first. We're talking about the person who came in first obviously hacked your game. You ask us to tell you when people are obviously cheating, and this person is obviously cheating. They used a hack. And I don't know what that code is, whether they're just some individual who's really smart at code or they're an ex-employee that knows how to get into the game. Whatever the deal is, it doesn't matter. You got hacked. And maybe luckily you got hacked only at Ricky right now, and they're testing it out before they go up there and they bring out their 14 accounts, and they do this in Masters, and you have 14 brackets that got beat by a hack. I mean, that's some pretty serious stuff. The bottom line is we do not have any control over players' gameplay. If you need any assistance, which will help you out on the course, we are always here to guide you. Since the game isn't rigged against you, there is nothing we can do to affect your ability to win. That's true. That's absolutely true. You can't affect our ability to win. Our ability to win is on our ability. But what you can do is take ownership when somebody hacks your game, and take steps to not only, number one, make sure that player can't do it again, and number two, fix whatever hole was in there that allowed them to do it. But number three, going back and making it right for those players that were in the bracket. That shows goodwill towards the community, because those players are going to go, hey, they did find somebody who was cheating and they did make it right. And so that we know that there's some justice in the world. But this right here is just like beyond the freaking pale. And let me find the one. Okay, so here it says the bottom line is we do not control any player's gameplay, because he's gone back and forth with them, and they've basically closed this. They told him that this issue is closed. They offered him 50,000 coins to make this go away. How many people would trade 50,000 coins for a bronze banner? Or if you were G66, how many of you would take 50,000 coins in lieu of a gold majors banner? I don't think, I can't see you guys, but I'm just like thinking out loud. I don't think anybody has their hand up that they go, yeah, I'll take 50,000 coins instead of a gold banner in a major. I mean, nobody's got their hand in the air anywhere. The bottom line is we do not have control over players' gameplay. And they go on, but this right here kills me. I recommend checking out Golf Clash Tommy on YouTube, as his video guides have helped me to improve my own game. So I will tell you right now that maybe everybody should just stop watching everybody. I mean, no more watching Fenzel or Jesse Booth or Ehrlich or Hammer and Hank or me or anybody else who produces content out here. If we can watch Golf Clash Tommy's channel and achieve those types of scores, then we all need to just be watching his channel. Because for Playdemic in this particular conversation to tell us, to refer us to Golf Clash Tommy because he can help us, are they telling us that he can help us get those types of scores? Because I'm sure that if Tommy was to look that over, he'd go, wow, that score, I mean, those scores, that's not possible. And I don't care how much you practice. I don't care if you got up in the morning and you practiced all day long and you never slept. You're never going to have the clubs and enough skill to be able to go out there and shoot 12 hole-in-ones in a row. Okay, it doesn't matter how much you practice. But what can help you get those scores is if you use a hack. And obviously the game has been hacked, and they're not. So Playdemic wants us to be serious about it, but they're not taking it serious. And if they find out somebody's been hacked and they boot somebody, like, yeah, that person was booted. Well, what happened to all those people in the bracket? These are customers. And it doesn't matter if they buy a $5 pack or if they buy $100 packs. They're customers. These are the people that are going to promote your game to other people. They're customers. And I think it's the metrics number you get with a lot of big corporations is they go, you know what, if we piss off a few customers here and there, it's not going to matter because we have so many customers, it's not going to matter. So it's all about metrics. And that's what customer service is really rolled down to in a lot of these big companies is it's all about metrics. So they do the math. They do the math and they go, hey, we have so many customers that are disgruntled, but it's not going to affect our bottom line. Instead of like the small business that says, hey, every customer is super important, whether they come in and they buy a $5 item or a $5,000 item. Every customer is important because that customer is going to go to the next customer and bring us more customers. This is a serious deal, Playdemic. This is serious. Hey, the customer service thing should have been on here as that, hey, once it got sent up the line, like your customer service people look at that and go, well, wait a second, that looks a little hinky. Hey, player, we've escalated this up and we've sent this to our design team or our cheat team or whatever that team's called. And it may take 2 weeks for them to get back to you with a response. That way you could have enough time to be able to come out with an intelligent response as opposed to blaming the player for not having enough practice time. And we're not talking about players at the bottom of the bracket. We're talking about players up at the top of the bracket, but we're not even talking about the players that are in the bracket. We're talking about the person who hacked your game who was in first place. I mean, it's just crazy to me. It's absolutely crazy. And I'm not sure that Playdemic, they may be taking it serious on their side, but they're definitely not taking it serious on our side. So it makes you question why. I mean, I know it's a game, and Playdemic wants us to take it serious because that's why we have tournaments. I mean, tournaments are the focus of the game. And why are we taking it serious if the only thing that Playdemic is concerned about is the fair play gaming, or the fair play on their side of the fence? They're not going to take it serious on our side of the fence. So I'm gonna have to just congratulate GC Master. You got away with it, and that's the deal. You got to win. They'll never be able to take that away from you because they've said that they can't manipulate stuff. They may be able to ban you, but you'll always be able to know that you got to win. And that just blows me away. I mean, I love this game. That's why I produce content. I don't, and I totally understand, and I encourage people. I want them to play this game. I never discourage people to move up in brackets. I never discourage people to spend money in the game. You do what you feel like you can afford to do. But it does make me question when this is happening and Playdemic's not taking it serious. Thanks for watching.